Fair to say the fireworks about to go off here. Listen to the noise. The championship delivers once again. It is a fixture that the Bulls have billed. The third instalment of Friday Night Fever sees the standout tie at the Championship's 18th round, with the Bradford Bulls hosting Oldham, meeting here at Odsal, level on points, looking for the win, which will put them in with a chance of challenging York and Toulouse. Well, it's perfect weather conditions. The Championship reaches round 18 here at Odsal. Jordan Lilly boots a ball. Oldham have first use of the ball. And as we said, it's the third instalment of Friday Night Fever. It's the standout tie of the Championship's 18th round, with the Bradford Bulls and Oldham meeting here level on points. Who will get the win? 80 minutes of Championship Rugby League is going to certainly answer that question. Bradford third on 22 points, Oldham fourth on 22 points, and it's Oldham who immediately go on the attack. Their first use of the ball here, and they're 5 shy of halfway after good defence from Lilly and Fulton. Two of Bradford's ever presence in 2025, as we see an early kick on tackle 4 that will turn around Guy Armitage. He's missed the last 2 with that ankle injury sustained in that narrow defeat against the Barrow Raiders a fortnight ago, so he takes the place of Connor Carr, and it's Holmes in there at acting half, as Holmes immediately gives the ball in centre field, and it's Kieran Gill here on tackle 2. Bradford's first spell of possession here, early doors. We're expecting a totally different game than the one we witnessed in round 8 at Boundary Park, when Bradford went through the cleaners of a very, very understrength Oldham side by 42 points to 14. Ockenbaugh plays the ball on halfway. Bradford just inside the Oldham half. Good offload there from Rogers. Now it's going to be Doro. Reeby Doro goes on the attacking charge, attacking run. He's brought down 30 metres out from that Oldham line. The atmosphere here at Odsal electric as Keys puts boot to ball on that last tackle. Bradford have got possession. It's still the last. Lilly has it into the in-goal area. Doro putting pressure on the Oldham defence, and Bradford have forced Oldham to concede a goal line dropout, but it's going to be Fenton Rogers and Jordan Lilly. One of the Bradford pair have gone high on Josh Drinkwater in the in-goal area, and that's the first penalty of the evening. We can just see Josh Drinkwater there. It was Jordan Lilly. It just went on the left-hand shoulder blade and then went across the face of Josh Drinkwater, the 33-year-old former Hull Catalans Warrington talisman. So an early penalty here to Oldham. If you are joining us on 247.tv, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, or you're re-watching in the future on Bulls TV, it's Mick the Game Caller Gledel. Odsal pulsating here at Odsal. Conditions perfect, 24 degrees at kick-off. Temperature might just be a little bit warmer out there on the field, as Oldham, after that penalty, come up with an error. Josh Drinkwater, who won the penalty for Oldham, a missed time pass from former Bradford man Manny Wildy. So no sooner have Oldham been given the advantage, and they're burning the calories, getting in a good attacking field position just inside the Bradford half of the field. Bit of a coach killer there for Sean Long and Oldham, as Bradford have head and feed here at the scrum. Well, it is the 18th round of the Championship season. We've already mentioned that the top 6 all play each other this weekend. Toulouse against Featherstone tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then it's a Super Sunday, the West Yorkshire derby between Batley and Halifax, Sheffield against London, the game we're covering on Sunday, and it's York against Barrow. And don't discount the importance of Widnes against Doncaster. Big games everywhere in the Betfred Championship, and we're with you every step of the way. Kieran Gill from the scrum, tackle 1. Lilly acting half now to Wonga Blake. Blake's 10 inside the Oldham half, 15 in from touch on the far stand side. Lilly back in that familiar 9 position, which he loves, but there's a bit of a wayward pass there as Doro has to recover possession here for Bradford, and they've not made much ground there as they're forced to concede tackle number 3 there. They're going to go on this left-hand side with Matty G. Early early penalty for Bradford. Matty G's been caught high. Referee James Vella is going to point there at Matty Wilde, and he will say that one has gone over the top. It's a penalty to Bradford, just like they did on Sunday at York. Brian Noble, 2 fingers in the air. He wants Jordan Lilly to potentially nudge the Bradford Bulls into an early 2-point lead here. Well, the Bradford Bulls fell to a 3rd straight defeat against York this season on Sunday, going down by the narrowest of margins, 16 points to 14 in North Yorkshire. It meant Brian Noble's side missed a golden opportunity to go top in the championship table. Bradford left to rue yet another missed opportunity in 2025. Sunday was not the first time Bradford have had a chance to close the gap between themselves and the league leaders. So, Jordan Lilly from 25 metres out. That one goes between the paws. Bradford Bulls 2, Oldham 0. We've had 5 minutes gone on the clock. Oldham had an early penalty, couldn't punish the Bulls. Bradford have had an early penalty, they went for 2, and they have opened the scoring here at Odsall. Jordan Lilly, who was 3 from 4 last week in that narrow defeat to York, he's now 43 from 58 for the season. Well, we're back underway here on 247.tv, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Friday night championship action here. Fenton Rogers carries Bradford up to their own 10. Now it's Bayliss, tackle 2, just shy of the 20. Lilly's in there at acting half now to Gill. 3rd tackle gone, and Kieran Gill has carried Bradford 20 or so metres shy of the halfway line. A costly penalty that could be come the 80th minute. And here goes Aribi Doro. We mentioned he's the yardage eater. He finds the support of Holmes, and all of a sudden the pass is starting to stick and click for the Bulls. Tackle 4 gone. 10 inside the Oldham half as Bailey sends it down the middle to Rogers, and Rogers is made 25, 30 metres. Bradford 10 out from the Oldham line. After that Jordan Lilly penalty, looking to go back-to-back here. Keys has it, 15 out, crossfield kick, targets Dixon over on the far-stand side. Dixon takes it, but it's a penalty to the Bradford Bulls. Wonga Blake was shoved off the ball by Matty Wilde, and James Vella has the touch judge on the field over on the far-stand side, so play is going to stop. It will be a penalty to the Bradford Bulls, 2 penalties to 1. What a run there from Fenton Rogers. He just booked the head down. He's carrying Chapel Howe. Also carrying Farnworth. Good, strong run there from the Huddersfield Giants, low knee, in what is his 2nd game of the season for the Bradford Bulls, following that loan from the Huddersfield Giants. So Bradford don't go for 2 on this occasion. They're going to keep the pressure going, as it's going to be Doro, tackle number 1. 3 Oldham players bring down Aribi Doro, and they force the error there from Aribi Doro, and Matty Wilde involved in that one. Also, Phoenix Lalau to Togagate, the Hulkinston Rovers low knee, the 22-year-old who spent the last 3 years here on loan. He did have a spell at Keighley back in 2021, but that's Bradford's first error in open play. Bradford not able to capitalise on some ill discipline shown early doors by Oldham. Bradford 2, Oldham 0. Scrum to the Roughheads, 10 metres out from underneath their own post here. As we said, 3 changes made by Sean Long as he can welcome back Jordan Turner, Joel Dudson, Ben Foster in place of Moa Goro, Matty Ashurst, as we mentioned, who has that hamstring injury, hamstring concern, and Jack Johnson, who featured last week, but he's 18th man tonight. Oldham in centre field, on halfway. Wild is in there at acting half. Goes on the left-hand side as the Roughheads are 5 inside that Bradford half of the field as Drinkwater and Smith combine. And now Oldham are on that 5th and last tackle. They're 25 metres out. Bradford 2, Oldham 0. Wilde along the line to Milner, to Drinkwater. Knock on from Phoenix Lalau to Togagate, and PLT comes up with Oldham's third error here in the opening 10 minutes. So Sean Long did mention pre-match that he felt his side did need to show a little bit more improvement on that 24-12 win over Sheffield on Sunday. They do have, as we said, that hamstring injury to Malik Ashurst. No Motogoro, no Jack Johnson. They are able to recall Jordan Turner, their captain, the former Salford St Helens man. He could be crucial to things. Bradford, of course, no Michael Lawrence. He picked up a calf injury at York on Sunday. Well, Bradford, from that scrum, they're on halfway here with Fenton Rodgers playing the ball. Lilly to the former Brisbane Bronco, Tigers man, 10 inside the Oldham half. Logan Bayliss will play it. Here goes Doro down the middle. We've mentioned him a few times already. Some big carries early doors in this game from Aribi Doro. Bradford on the last. They'll kick towards the corner here. Kieran Gill's just got fingertips towards it. It goes forwards and it's a penalty. Or it's a knock-on, says James Vellett. There's no real advantage. Ben O'Keefe, the former Wigan Academy Rochdale Hornets man, he was deemed not to really have an advantage. So 10 minutes gone on the clock. Bradford 2, Oldham 0. Bradford certainly need a watch out for the threat of Josh Drinkwater and his passing kicking game. But Brian Noble will be pleased with how things are going thus far here at Barricade Odsal. Oldham 20 metres shy of that halfway line. Ball goes from Drinkwater and it's a forward pass here, and that's Jordan Lilly who's gone straight out of acting half. He's disrupted that passing movement from Matty Wilde, and that one's gone forward according to James Vellett. So that's another error from Oldham here. They're already up to 4 for the evening. Now watch Jordan Lilly here. We talk about A and B markers. It's a quick play of the ball. Wilde passing, comes off Chapalau, and they're saying that has gone forward, or there's an error involved in that pass there from Chapalau to Adam Milner. So it's another opportunity for the Bradford Bulls here. They're 30 out from the Oldham line as Keys takes it to Holmes. Holmes floats it out towards Okinbaugh, and Okinbaugh's in at the corner. Jaden Okinbaugh, he flies down that main stand touchline. He scored a try against Oldham in that round 8 win. He's a try scorer in the Bulls' last 4 games now. Try number 11 of the season. What a ball that was from Keys, over the top to Okinbaugh, and Okinbaugh right in front to the main stand. I beg your pardon, it was Keys to Holmes, Holmes to Okinbaugh, and Okinbaugh goes right over in at the corner. Look at this. This is rugby league poetry. Keys to Holmes, misses out too. Holmes, lovely floated pass. Kieran Dixon, Drinkwater, Wilde, all giving chase. No one at home. An 11th try of the season for Jaden Okinbaugh, and the Australian who signed a 1-year contract extension at the Bradford Bulls for next season. Come what may, he has opened the scoring here in terms of a try, and it was a real eye-catching score there from the Bradford Bulls. It's a very, very difficult touchline conversion for Jordan Lilly. But as we said, he was 3 from 4 last week in that narrow defeat to York. Kick predictor turned on. It's saying 63% from that main stand touchline. Well, the third instalment of Friday Night Fever certainly delivering here at Barricade Odsal. It was almost a carbon copy move of Okinbaugh's try against the York Knights on Sunday gone. Lilly against the kick predictor, pilots that one from the touchline. Bradford open up. A bit of daylight early doors here. 13 minutes gone on the clock. Lilly with a penalty, Lilly with a conversion, Okinbaugh with a score. The try, Bradford 8, Oldham 0. Well, you could just see there, Keys to Holmes. Holmes It had to be accurate. There had to be precision on that pass. And it's a great finish from Jayden Okinbaugh in at the corner. Well, we're back underway here, 247.tv, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com. Bradford setting their stall out early doors, and here goes Doro now straight down the middle. There's very little room to hide here at Odsal, so you've just got to roll your sleeves up and know you're going to be sucked and taken into that deep arm wrestle down the middle. Gill tackle 2, 5 shy of halfway. Lily now to Bayliss. Bayliss on halfway here for the Bradford Bulls. 14 gone on the clock if you're just joining us Friday evening, as we see Bradford 10 metres inside the Oldham half after that opening try from Jayden Okinbaugh, and it will be the boot of Joe Keys on the last. He will target PLT. PLT takes that one, skips past G. Rappelled and grappled there like a Roman gladiator by Kieran Gill, who wraps up PLT 10 away from his own try line. Morgan Smith acting half, gives it to Jordan Turner, the 36-year-old. He's brought down, 15 out in front of his own post here. Worth mentioning that Sean Long and Oldham, they do arrive here at Odsal minus their star signing, Zane Musgrove, who remains suspended for use of unacceptable language, as Oldham realise they're in a little bit of a hole here. They will kick early on tackle 3. That will turn around Guy Armitage, and it's oohs and ahs from this big crowd as we see Jordan Turner and Matty Wildy wrap up the former Toulouse man inside the Bradford 20-metre line. And this is where we talk about the arm wrestle, and you've got to roll the sleeves up and do the tough yards here. Very little room to hide now as Lily gives it to Gill. 3rd tackle gone on this fresh set of 6 here for the Bradford Bulls. If you are just joining us, a penalty from Jordan Lilly, a try from Jayden Okinbaugh, and conversion by Jordan Lilly. It is Bradford 8, Oldham 0 here at Barricade Odsal, as Aribi Doro fronts up to halfway, centre field. Last tackle, says tonight's big match referee James Vella. It'll be Lilly who goes on the left here to Holmes. Holmes, high, calculated, hanging kick, taken there by Ben O'Keefe. Oldham have quite a few Bens out there on the field this evening. Ben O'Keefe, Ben Foster, Ben Davis. Perhaps Ben's a popular name in the Greater Manchester Oldham area. Oldham, what can they do? They've not really had any ball territory or pressure inside the Bradford half, because they've come up with the errors, they've come up with the penalties. 16 gone here. And they offload the ball now. A good bit of second phase players. PLT enters the Bradford half of the field. Beats 1, beats 2. Still going is Lalau Tatogage, and he's finally wrapped up there by G. 30 metres out, and Bradford setting their defensive stall here. James Vella urging Fenton Rogers and Aribi Doro to go back the 10, as Oldham now offload the ball to Chapelhow, and Chapelhow fronts it in. Jay Chapelhow, former Widnes Academy man. They're on tackle 4 here, Oldham. They're going over on that left-hand side with PLT. Wonga Blake wraps up the Hulkey Rovers Loney, ball and all. Oldham on the last. The 10 away now from the Bradford line. Drinkwater, crossfield kick, targets Hobbs. The ball's been knocked forward by an Oldham hand, has it? Referee James Vella says no. First error from Tom Holmes. Matty G protesting. Tom Holmes accepts the decision. Clever kick there from Josh Drinkwater. We mentioned the kicking game. We mentioned the running game, the passing game. There was Morgan Smith, Jordan Turner underneath the post there, trying to pounce on that loose pass. Well, as we said, he's one of their main threats. Josh Drinkwater, his ability to run those deceptive plays when taking the line on, brings that control as well as that flair and fluency. And he has earned Oldham a repeat set of 6 here. Oldham now coming down the middle of the field here with Chapelhow. 18 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post, as Matty Wildy now floats it to Drinkwater, to Smith. Joe Keys comes in, big crash play there, bringing down Elijah Taylor. Taylor's brought down 8 metres out, now in front of the post. The ball's been lost, it's gone backwards. Hobbs away, but James Vella, he will say knock on against Matty G. boos and jeers from the terraces here at Odsal. Has James Vella got that one right? He doesn't have the benefit of the big screen replay here at Odsal. It looked like Oldham were going to coast underneath the post there. We could see the pass. I think James Vella has got that one absolutely spot on there. Big decision from James Vella. He's got that one right. Just shy of the first quarter gone, and Oldham now a fresh set of 6 as it goes from PLT to Dixon. Kieran Dixon, only his second game back following that lengthy injury. Play the ball 5 metres out. They try to go underneath the post here, but it's another Oldham error. And Jordan Lilly, Fenton Rogers there. They forced the error from Owen Farnworth. He couldn't take the ball in. And the former witness man has come up with what is already Oldham's 6th error here at Odsal. Well, just look at this. Willed it to Farnworth. You could argue the ball went forward. James Vella says he's lost it anyway. Chance gone begging for Oldham. So, Bradford 8, Oldham 0. I've had a bit of a holiday this week, so I haven't been able to speak to Brian Noble, but we spoke pre-match for those that were joining us on the live stream on 247.tv and Bulls TV. Certainly Brian's main focus this evening is on his side playing well. First and foremost, perform well, stick to the game plan. He wants his side to be more composed and patient with ball in hand when attacking. And he certainly thought it was a much improved performance against York. Still some issues when on the York line with issues in attack. And you have to say those struggles with the attacking structure and shape highlighted in narrow, tight losses at Barrow, at York. And that big issue, that monkey perhaps on Bradford's back, that inability to break down York's defence. Well, no question regarding the confidence of the side. They believe Bradford can deliver a big statement win over Oldham this evening. As we said, Bradford and Oldham, they sit level on 22 points in 3rd and 4th, with second place in the table available this evening. Well, Brian, certainly not afraid to just lay it out there on the table. We had a bit of a lengthy delay there, a bit of a lengthy stoppage. Bradford make a couple of interchanges with Bayliss and Rogers leaving the field. That'll mean Ronan Michael and Eben Skur will come off the interchange bench, and Sean Long about to follow suit with Eli Pelissier and Jill Dudson, one of those 3 Oldham returnees, coming off the Oldham interchange bench to bring that energy, that enthusiasm. So Bradford then, after that error from Farnworth, they're on halfway on the last tackle with Ronan Michael playing the ball. One of 4 ever presents in Brian Noble's side this season. Keys, high, hanging kick. He will target O'Keefe once again. O'Keefe will take it on the 10-metre line. He'll return it to the 20. James Vella has seen more high tackles in this one. Kieran Gill adjudged to have gone a little bit high above Ben O'Keefe. So 2 penalties apiece, and it remains Bradford 8, Oldham 0. Ben O'Keefe, the 24-year-old former Rochdale man, made 73 appearances, scored 11 tries for the Hornets between 21 and 24. When people talk about the Rugby League pyramid, and there's a lot of heavy focus and attention on Super League, and it kind of decreases when you see Championship make the step up to Super League. A lot of people do kind of ignore that there is League One, and players do make that step up from League One, of course, to the Championship. And Ben O'Keefe, a prime example of that, and certainly all that nurturing and development that the Rochdale Hornets did on him. Bradford now 8-0 up. First quarter gone. They're having to defend here as PLT's wrapped up by Kieran Gill, ball and all. The Australian plays it 15 metres out. It's going to be Drinkwater in an acting half. Down the middle they're going to go here. Big, strong, punishing run there from Chapelau there as it now goes to Drinkwater to Smith. Drinkwater to Smith. James Vella's having a look at that one, says it's okay. Oldham on the last. 5 metres out. Good defence there from Doro. They go on that left-hand side. PLT has it. PLT keeps it alive to Drinkwater. Drinkwater takes the line on, draws in Keys, gives it to Taylor. He's come up with the error, and Bradford have come up with possession here. They've kept their line intact. It's a 7th error now from Oldham. It might have happened on the last tackle, but that was a very, very flat end of set by Sean Long's standards as the war cry goes up here at Bardacard Odsal. Wonga Blake, look at this defence here from Oldham. 3-4, wrapping up the Fijian Flyer, as he's nicknaming these parts. Down the middle here with Eben Skur. Big pool table legs, wrapped up 5 shy of halfway. Good defence there from Matty Wildy as Tom Holmes up and over halfway to G to Gill. Gill's through the gap. Tom Holmes was being held back. Officials playing on here. It's Ronan Michael who's wrapped up underneath the post. Bradford not happy the officials missed that one. The play on here with Keys. Crossfield kick looking to find Okinbaugh. Ball's gone to Blake. Blake's come up with the error. The first error was from Kieran Dixon. It will be a repeat set of 6 here from the Bradford Bulls. Crossfield kick from Keys, forcing Oldham into an 8th error here. Well, they just come up with error number 7 up at that end of the field, and Kieran Dixon and Jaden Okinbaugh challenging for the ball. And it is the former London Ulkison Rovers witness man who has promoted it forward. We've had 23 minutes gone here at Bardacard Odsal. It is Bradford 8, Oldham 0, and a chance now for the Bulls to put some more pressure on this Oldham line. Well, Tom Holmes was clearly held back off the ball. Perhaps the officials were playing the advantage. He was not happy about that. They do have the end result, which perhaps is a repeat set of 6. 10 metres out, ball, a very, very messy skittle ball out of the base of the scrum, and Bradford have just lost nearly 20 metres there. Keys recovers possession for Bradford, so perhaps for the first time this evening we've just seen a little bit of a sloppy, kind of unalert play to Bradford's game. They're inside the 20 here on tackle number 2 with Ronan Michael. Lilly out of acting half to Doro, misses out skirt to Holmes, Holmes to G wrapped up 10 metres out, centre of the field. More laying on at the play the ball. Vella, the referee, plays on. Keys to Blake. Blake to Okinbaugh. Twinkle toes feet from Jaden Okinbaugh. He skips past Kieran Dixon again, and he's got 2 in this first half. Electric rugby league football there from the Bradford Bulls. They played the percentage game. They realised Oldham, there was too many players in the centre of the field, and Bradford now lead by 12 points to 0. 25 gone on the clock, and you can just see here Oldham's defensive shape. There's huge gaps over on that right-hand side. 3 players go towards Doro. That then leaves 4 on 2. You do the maths. Blake sucks in Dixon. Ball goes out the back, and it's a walk-in at the corner for Jaden Okinbaugh. Second try of this first half. It's now his 12th of the season. He's tied now with Kieran Gill as the leading try scorer for the Bradford Bulls this term. Well, I'm sure Brian Noble might have just gone a little bit greyer when the ball came out of the scrum, and Keys, wasn't Joe Keys' fault. The ball just come out of the scrum and inexplicably went 15 metres towards halfway. Keys having to take possession and lose around 20 metres on that play, but Bradford dusted themselves off. They got themselves back up and running. And you've got to say here, early doors, Jordan Lilly, Tom Holmes, Joe Keys, perhaps this is the night. Brian Noble, his 6th different spine of the season. It all comes together and clicks. Kick predictor here for Jordan Lilly. It's gone up a little bit because it's a carbon copy of where Okinbaugh scored his first, 74%. And Jordan Lilly from that far stand touchline, 3 from 3, 100% with the boot. Bradford Bulls 14, Oldham 0, 13 minutes to go to half-time. 247.tv, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com with Mick the Game Caller Gledel. Keys once again. Holmes for the first assist. This time it was Keys to Blake. And when you look at Wonga Blake, that's now 14 try assists with his 10 tries. He had a hat-trick at Boundary Park in round 8. Well, where was this performance from the Bulls against York on Sunday? I think that shows you just how well and how strong Mark Applegarth and the York Knights are. They lie in wait to face Paul Carey's Barrow side, 5th in the table on Sunday. As we mentioned at the start, it's a big weekend in the Championship. Luke Hooley, he will carry the ball just up to halfway. He's not had much work to do here in this first half, Luke Hooley, because Oldham have come up with those 8 errors, which has not really seen Morgan Smith or Josh Drinkwater being able to get to that last tackle kicking play. But here come Oldham after dealing with that kick. And it's O'Keefe. He's had the ball stolen by Holmes. It's another Oldham error. Error number 10 now of the evening. And this is just the first half. Bradford coming down the middle. Well, Ben O'Keefe has just had his pockets pinched by Tom Holmes. And now they've conceded the set restart. Jill Dudson laying on Ron and Michael in the tackle. So tackle 1 starts here with Aribi Doro. He's the front of the Bulls attack. And now they're inside the 10 here with Matty G. G's going to be brought down 5 metres out from that line. Second set restart in this game that Oldham have conceded. Across the face of the post, it'll go from Lily to Michael. Michael fronts up. He's brought down just to the right-hand side of the Oldham post. Lily, bit of reverb on the ball to Keys, to G. G wrapped up there by Smith and Dudson. Good Oldham defence here. They're hanging on for dear life. 14 points to 0. The Bulls lead at Odsill. Doro's just dropped to the floor. We're not playing sleeping logs here. It's going to go from Keys to Hooley. Hooley wrapped up 10 metres out on the last. Bradford, you betting to love the money. It'll be Keys towards Gill, Holmes and Armitage, and that's where it goes. It's another error here from Oldham. Touch judge says that has come off Jordan Turner. An 11th error now from Oldham. Ball's gone into touch off Jordan Turner's hand, and that now will be a scrum. Head and feet to Bradford 10 metres out. A third consecutive set of 6 here. Bradford 14, Oldham 0. Breathless stuff in this first half from the Bradford Bulls. As we said, Aribi Doro, man of the match last week in that beaten Bradford team. He offers that wall of defence. He's the front of the Bulls' attack. He has the hands and the skill to pass the ball out wide to the edges when drawing in those committed Oldham defenders. Relentless pressure here from the Bulls. Hunted try number 3 of the evening as Eben Scurry's held down in the tackle. Another set restart. Third that Oldham have conceded as Doro now towards the line offloads the ball to Michael, and Ronan Michael's wrapped up right on top of that Oldham line. Bradford 14, Oldham 0. 10 to go to half time. Keys and Holmes to Hooley to Gill. Gill towards the corner. He's got the ball out the back door. Referee James Vella says Kieran Gill lost it forward before heading to touch, and that was good defence there from Morgan Smith. Jordan Turner, Jill Dudson, a big physical presence there in that sliding Oldham defensive effort, and it's Turner there who just grapples with Kieran Gill. Gill tried to get the ball out the back. In the end, it is a very, very rare Bradford error, their third of this first half. So Oldham will have the scrum 10 metres out from underneath their own post. Well, recent performances have certainly seen Bradford struggle to find cohesion and consistency. That, you feel, adds to the supporters getting a little bit anxious at times on the terraces and in the stands. But Bradford know one thing. They knew that Oldham were going to turn up here this evening and that they would have to compete and complete hard. Perhaps a little bit too hard on that tackle, because after the error from Kieran Gill, Bradford have conceded their third penalty of the evening. And this is going to be a big piggyback up the field from Josh Drinkwater, who fires the ball 10 metres inside the Bradford half. So Oldham, they've got a rare opportunity here. 8 to go to half time. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, 247.tv, Bulls TV, syndicated championship coverage worldwide wherever you are, this one's bubbling nicely. 14-0 the Bulls lead. They've got a bit of work to do here as we see Doro, Michael, Lilly bring down the Oldham forward just outside the 20 on tackle number 1. Eli Pelissier, the 34-year-old former Catalans man, Toulouse man, out there on the field, gives the ball to PLT, and look at this, it's electric from PLT. He's wrapped up 15 out. Once again, Bradford committing 2 defenders there. G. Doro, sloppy, slow play the ball as Joel Dudson goes down the middle like the express train. He's brought down by 3 scrambling Bradford defenders. 2 metres out, Oldham Lee in that attacking platform for first points of the evening, you feel, as PLT floats it over on that left-hand side, looking to fire it to Taylor, but Blake's up to the task. Also in defence is Fulton. They're on the last tackle here, Oldham. Drinkwater has it. Drinkwater gets it out to Pelissier. Pelissier grubbers along the floor. Armitage lets that one go dead. 7 tackle set coming up here for the Bulls. 14-0. Bradford will take the quick tap on the 20. It'll be Armitage to Ockingbour's 0 tackle. Bradford have kept that defensive line in check, and that will please head coach Brian Noble. Lilly out of acting half now to Armitage on what is tackle 1. So you kind of get the feeling Bradford, if they keep a clean set here, they'll be on the last tackle. There or thereabouts, 20 out from the Oldham line. We've got just over 6 minutes to go here at Odsal. Another set restart conceded as Aribi Doro goes without the ball just as the tackle count had reset and reloaded. So another fortuitous break, this one from the Bulls to Oldham. And now there's a chance for Oldham, a full set inside the Bradford half. Big crunchy tackle there from Wonga Blake. Ball and all on Elijah Taylor as they go down this left-hand side with Chapelhow. Good defence though from Bradford. 3 left on this fresh set for Oldham. They trail 14-0. Lilly penalty. The bracer scores for Jaden Ockingbour. He's now got 5 tries in the last 4. Morgan Smith inside the 10. The former Hull man, former Warrington man, started the season with the Sheffield Eagles. Plays it 5 metres out. Pelissier, a menace, a fawn in this Bradford side. Over the line, can't get the ball down. James Vella arches his back and says Jordan Lilly, Luke Cooley have stopped the French international from grounding the ball. The former Toulouse man will go back to the 10. And this is a last tackle play. And you can see what Morgan Smith's doing here. Morgan Smith is calling for Turner and O'Keefe on this right-hand side. There's a little bit of petulance going on between Pelissier and Jordan Lilly. James Vella is just stopping the clock here. And he's playing the headmaster in the playground, has caught the students messing around. And this is where they're going now, Oldham. On the left, on the power play to Turner. Turner, though, wrapped up. Holmes, Gill, Hooley. It is redoubtable, resilient defence from the Bradford Bulls. Bradford 14, Oldham 0. Here at Odsal, 4 to go to half-time. Don't forget, for those joining us, whether you're watching on the live stream or you're listening on the radio, we've got an important update regarding a big week in Rugby League. Fresh after Nigel Wood, OBE, was appointed chairman of the Rugby Football League, approved by the clubs. Tuesday gone. Bradford now break it clear here with Kieran Gill. Manny Wildy, the former Bradford man, has stolen it one-on-one. So the error count from both sides just racking up a little. 15 errors, make that 16 errors. 11 by Oldham. Bradford up to 5 now. So far from perfect at times from the Bulls, but much, much better than what supporters have been accustomed to. They lead 14-0, but Oldham now, with 4 minutes to go to half-time, they're inside the Bradford 20-metre line here with Lewis Baxter. The former St Helens man, wrapped up, left at the side of the post. Now it's going to be Smith. Smith to PLT, and PLT, no-look pass towards Ben O'Keefe. And the former Rochdale Hornets man will improve the goal-kicking position Well, we've praised the Bradford Bulls for their passing fluency and execution. That was an eye-catching score from the Roughheads. And fresh after Kieran Gill had made that marauding run and break, Manny Wildy, one-on-one ball steal. Look at that pass there. And Ben O'Keefe goes past Gill, goes past Armitage because they were attracted there to Jordan Turner. It's a well-worked score. O'Keefe over for his second of the season, and that is exactly what Oldham needed just before the half-time hooter, which is moments away here at Bardacard Odsal. It's only his 5th appearance of the season for 23-year-old Ben O'Keefe. But that was a very, very clever score. Kieran Dixon, 2 from 5 against the Sheffield Eagles on Sunday, the former London Hulkiston Rovers. York witness man, second game back from his injury. Kick predictor here for Kieran Dixon, 71%, 14 points to 4. Scrub that away, 14 points to 6. We've got 90 seconds to go to half-time. Bradford 14, Oldham 6, a crucial pick-me-up for Sean Long and the Roughheads on the stroke of that half-time hooter. Wildy there, missing out Pelissier. Then it missed out from Turner. PLT to O'Keefe. Very, very limited room, very limited opportunities to manoeuvre the feet, the footwork. But anything that Ockenbaugh and the Bulls did earlier on in this game, that was right up there. And this game, just as expected, in what Bradford are saying is going to be another record crowd for this season. No secret, the crowds have been increasing with every passing Friday night fixture. Oldham on the restart, on their own 20-metre line now. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV. Syndicated coverage as well on 247.tv. It's a big weekend in the Championship as Wildy now moves the ball from centre field over on that left-hand edge. Good defence from Keys and Lilly. Now it's going to be Baxter. Bit of youthful exuberance from Baxter. He offloads the ball to PLT, who's really coming into his own late in this half. There's 10 seconds to go to half-time here. Drinkwater will kick on the last, on halfway. Hooley takes that one on the full. He's wrapped up by Elijah Taylor over on that far stand side, and that is half-time here at Bardacard Odsal, round 18 of the Championship. Bradford Bulls 14, Oldham 6. Good afternoon, incidentally, or should I say good evening, incidentally, to Andy Wilson, the Rugby Football League's head of media and communications. He's had a bit of a holiday like myself this week, so I'm led to believe he's watching this one, taking this one in on the Eurostar. So safe travels back to the UK, Andy. I'm sure I'll be giving you a call or two in the next 2 weeks, and you'll have many a headache trying to unravel what might be about to be voted on by those Super League clubs. So, penalty to Bradford. Second half restart has gone out on the full, and Bradford are immediately now attacking with Sam Hallis, whose first involvement of this game is to be brought down 10 metres out. Now it's going to go from Lily to Fulton. Fulton's wrapped up 5 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the post. If Bradford could get a third try, an early second half score, that might just calm the nerves here. Bradford 14, Oldham 6, as Lily now floats it out to Keys. Keys, dancing feet, can't get past Manny Wildy, and that Oldham Roughheads iron-gated defence. 1 to go on this first attacking set for the Bulls. Hallis to Holmes. Good defence there from Josh Drinkwater. Bradford have lost a little bit of momentum and metres there. They are on the 5th and last tackle. Holmes to Blake. Keys crossfield kick. Targets O'Keefe in at the corner. He's found Armitage. Armitage heading towards touch. He's lost the ball behind him. That will be an exchange, a turnover in possession. Bradford Bulls 14, Oldham 6 here at Bardacard Odsal. Well, a lot of people speculating inside the sport. These are Championship, League One CEOs, owners. And I'll tell you what, when we talk about the professionalism under the new Rugby Football League chairman, Nigel Wood, in the past, things have been leaked in record time from meetings. You definitely do feel that door and that information has been slammed shut. There's nothing worse, let me tell you, to quote the former Chief Executive of the Football League, Ralph Rimmer, saying 2 minutes after he's left a meeting, he can read about it on social media. Those days well and truly gone. As we said, next 2 weeks really important. The next 38 minutes important for Bradford and Oldham, as Oldham now on their own 40-metre line. Good defence there from the Bulls, forcing Oldham back above the advantage line, the gain line, so they will kick from deep inside their own half from Drinkwater. It's gone straight down the throat of Ockingbaugh, skips on the 10 to the 20, brought down there by Baxter and Ted Chapelhow, one of those two former Bradford players. Good defence there from Oldham. Blake, tackle 2, runs into Taylor. Well, we mentioned at the start, Oldham have a plethora of former Super League and NRL stars. Elijah Taylor, he was at the Penrith Panthers with Wonga Blake, so he knows all about the Fijian flyer. Bradford, 5 shy halfway here with Kieran Gill. Lilly, acting half to Skur. Skur, 5, 10, 15 metres made. Tackle 4 gone. 1 to go here for the Bulls as Lilly controls the ruck, goes down the middle to Hallis. Last tackle here for Bradford. They're inside the Oldham 30. Now it's going to be the boot of Keys. Ockingbaugh, Blake chasing. Good take there by Kieran Dixon. He had to time that leap well, and it had to be a fearless leap because he had Fulton, Ockingbaugh and Blake bearing down on him. Bradford trying to force Oldham into touch here. They're going to go into touch. Barreled over the touchline here, and Barnacan Odsel. Great defence. Ben Davis, he doesn't know what day of the week it is. Keys involved in that one. Look at that effort there in defence from Fulton and Michael. Ben Davis dragged over the touchline. An error right at the start of this second half. Not what Sean Long would have been speaking or talking about in the dressing rooms at half-time. So play the ball to the Bulls. 15 metres out from that Oldham line. Bradford 14, Oldham 6 here at Odsel. Hallis, battering ram, tackle 1. Rolled over there by Baxter and Farnworth. Skur goes down the middle, wrapped up there by Pelissier. Bradford 2 metres out underneath the post. It's a penalty for laying on in the tackle. Matty Wildy penalised. Jordan Lilly wants 2 points here. It's showing Oldham a great deal of respect, you feel. But it's a penalty underneath the Oldham post. Points at a premium, you feel. And this, right at the start of the second half, it will open up a double score lead here for the Bradford Bulls, where you can just see Eben Skur there. All that experience. He's taken Matty Wildy with him, Eli Pelissier. Wildy's just had a reef at the ball with him on the floor, right in front of James Vellett. James Vellett, the 35-year-old former Australian referee, now a Grade 1 Super League match official. He's had 23 games in the Super League, James Vellett, so that's a lot of experience. Certainly one of the big-name Championship match officials. James Vellett got that one spot on. Kick predictor 100% here for Jordan Lilly. 5 minutes gone right at the start of this second half. An opportunity for Bradford to get 2 points here. 14-6. 16-6. Bradford lead over Oldham right at the start of this second half. Jordan Lilly, 4 from 4. He's the heartbeat of this Bradford side. 5 Man of the Match awards this year. Works himself to the bone at times. might be in that 9 role tonight, but that allows him first hands on the ball, control, direct the play from the ruck. And Oldham's ill-discipline punished via the boot of Jordan Lilley. West Yorkshire Radio, Bulls TV, 247.tv, rugbyleague.com. It's a warm summer's evening here as the floodlights just start to come on here. Bradford lead by 2, lead by 10, 16 plays 6. It's a win, should it come, for either side. That will put the Bulls, or the Ruffians, second in the table, level on points with York this evening. They can then get in the deck chair, the sun lounger, and enjoy the weekend's action as Bradford on the restart, not played the ball correctly. Luke Hewlett penalised by the officials, just a little bit too hasty there from the homegrown Bradford Academy product who left the Bulls at the end of 2016. Spells at Wakefield, Leeds, Batley, Castleford, and Bradford have just put themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Well, don't forget this weekend, tomorrow evening, Toulouse against Featherstone at 5 o'clock. That one should be an absolute ripper from the south of France. Toulouse not playing at their traditional Stade Ernest Wallon ground. They're playing across the city towards the west at one of the rugby union grounds in the city. Super Sunday sees Halifax travel to Batley. Sheffield against London, the game we're covering. York against Barrow, first against fifth, and Widnes against Doncaster. Every one of those games impossible to predict, impossible to call. That's just how compelling and nerve-shredding the championship is. Oldham now from that scrum. They're 30 away from the Bradford line, centre field. Adam Milner spent 11 seasons at Castleford, over 300 appearances, gets to his feet, he'll play the ball. Here goes Chapelhow down that left-hand side. He's brought down 20 metres out, Wildy to Drinkwater. Drinkwater's gone without the ball. PLT's knocked the ball on. It's another error here from Oldham. Well, that's 14 errors now from Oldham. Their second of this second half. Very, very disjointed performance with ball in hand. It is a new look half-back partnership. Sean Long said pre-match for those that joined us at 7:30 this evening ahead of kick-off. He did say it's going to take time for Josh Drinkwater, Morgan Smith to build that continuity, that cohesion. Oldham not out of this one yet though. Bradford playing the ball with Hallis in centre field. Ronan Michael 5 shy of halfway. Wildy in defence. So to Baxter. Set restart conceded. Ronan Michael, it's the third time now in this game he has forced Oldham to concede a set restart. Oldham have conceded 4 set restarts. And we're 10 minutes into the second half here now as Holmes finds G. G looks for support, there's no one there. PLT wraps up Matty G. James Vella plays the advantage here with Keys inside the Oldham 10. He's wrapped up there by Baxter underneath the post. Fans appealing for a penalty and potentially 10 in the bin. Lilly now to Hewlett, to Fulton. Zach Fulton, the grandson of the immortal, offloads the ball behind. It's touched an Oldham man. Referee James Vella says 6 again. Are Oldham just delaying the inevitable? Skur will play the ball on tackle 1. Keys over the top. Oldham have touched it in flight. They've disrupted that pass. That was looking for Armitage and Gill. It's gone into touch. It's an Oldham error. Error 15 of the evening. Another repeat set of 6 coming up for Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls. Well, we mentioned pre-match when the sides come out to a kaleidoscope of colour at Odsal. Very, very vibrant with the fireworks, the flares and the pyrotechnics. Very, very clear the Bradford Bulls are improving the off-field experience for supporters. It's up to the on-field side to cement and lock that in, and I think they'll be very, very pleased and delighted with what they've seen thus far. We're 11 minutes into the second half as Hallis goes down the middle here. Referee James Vella moves in at the ruck. It's getting a little bit feisty there. There's more pushing and shoving at the ruck, and it's another set restart as Tom Holmes will give the ball there to Matty G. G's over, but the try will be disallowed for a forward pass. We're going to go back to the 10. James Vella's ruled that one out. So chance gone begging there. Well, the forward pass there given by the officials. So the try disallowed to Matty G. Bradford 16. Oldham 6 here at Oldham. Floodlights just coming on here as the sun starts to set in the distance. You've got to say, on the replays, James Vella got that one absolutely spot on. So 16-6 it remains. Chance gone begging there by Matty G. He thought he was celebrating try number 7 of the season. So, chance gone begging for Bradford after those set restarts that Oldham conceded. And now Oldham have lost the ball with Adam Milner. I'm not sure what Adam Milner was doing. Oldham had possession on the halfway line and the ball has just come out. Well, this is far from a classic, it must be said. But the tightness and competitiveness and narrowness of the scoreboard is making it highly compelling. Bradford now just trying to calm things down. Ronan Michael plays the ball on what is tackle 1. Lilly, Hallis to Fulton. The former Manly Sea Eagle man is wrapped up 20 metres out from the Oldham line. 15 metres in from touch. Lilly in an acting half, misses out Skur, finds Keys. Keys takes that Oldham line on. Good confidence boosting run there from Joe Keys. Had a couple of games out with a troublesome knee. Looks back to his best as Holmes finds Gill, and Kieran Gill. Cut out ball from Holmes to Gill. Kieran Gill, try number 13 of the season from Kieran Gill. He's now scored 5 tries in his last 4 games, including 2 on his loan spell at the Batley Bulldogs. Bradford Bulls 20, Oldham 6. Electric running there from Kieran Gill. It was that quick play the ball from Keys, Lilly to Holmes. Kieran Gill, he just ghosts in behind Pelissier, behind Smith. Oldham, no one at home on that left-hand side. And you've got to say, Kieran Gill, one of the main consistent presences in this Bradford side. A well-known, proven try scorer. He's topped the try scoring charts in each of the last 3 seasons. 18 in 22, 21 tries each in 23 and 24. He's now up to 13 tries for the season. Certainly knows his way to the line with the strike, the balance. And you've got to say, when you look at this Bradford side, this Bradford squad, you've got to say Kieran Gill will almost certainly be one of the names Brian Noble wants on the Super League journey train. Will that come in 26 or will it be 27? The Super League clubs with the golden shares, they will decide that in the next fortnight. Kieran Gill, try 13 of the season. Jordan Lilly, 10 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Well, some will give Jordan Lilly the blindfold. A box of tricks from Lilly this evening. 5 from 5 with a boot. Bradford Bulls 22. Oldham 6 here at Barnacard Hudsall. And just look at this here. Joe Keys, he took 3 defenders on. Everyone's scrambling back. There's space, there's room. That pass from Holmes misses out G. And Gill just coasts in past PLT, Turner and O'Keefe. So, West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, 247.tv, Bradford Bulls 22, Oldham 6. There's Bradford on the restart as we head towards the hour mark here at Bardacard Udsall. Zach Fulton's playing the ball, Lilly out of acting half. Skur offloads the ball to Hooley. Hooley's run is halted, 8 shy of the halfway line on Bradford's 42-metre line, and Luke Hooley's gone down here. He's just holding the back of the neck here. Referee James Vella's going to stop the clock, and that's going to allow the Bradford Bulls medical staff to come on the field. Well, the tale of the tape, recent meetings between these two sides. Oldham, no win over Bradford since 1991. That's some 12 games ago here at Udsall. Is tonight the night at 22 points to 6? You don't think so? Just seen Chapel how it's a little bit of a dangerous bone crunching tackle. Hip drop perhaps slightly, but you've got to say Luke Hooley, he immediately raised the right arm. I think this will just be a play the ball, but there is concern for Luke Hooley, the 26-year-old. Former Wakefield, Leeds, Castleford man. Well, it's hard to comprehend. Oldham no win over Bradford since 1991 here at Udsall. Well, Bradford earlier on this season in round 8 ended Oldham's 2-year unbeaten home record with one of their strongest performances of the season. Wonga Blake scoring a hat-trick, Jordan Lilly 2 tries in that comprehensive 42-14 victory. Oldham's last visit to Udsall, a League One playoff semi-final back in 2018, when Joe Keys, Ethan Ryan, Matty Staunton and Elliot Minchella ran riot in a thumping 47-0 win. The incident's been placed on report, no penalty. The match review panel will study the footage that we've just been privileged to watch. I think Chapelhow might be just in a little bit of bother. Bradford on halfway on the last. Keys high, hanging, kick, out on the full. So a rare error here from the boot of Joe Keys. James Vella's just getting involved in a mini fracas that has developed just inside the Oldham half. Players running in, pushing and shoving. James Vella just going to try and calm things down here. But it will be a play the ball to Oldham on the halfway line. So 23 minutes to go. 23 minutes for Oldham to try and show a response. They found it very, very tough under the Udsall floodlights and the Udsall heat this evening thus far. They need to score next, you feel. 22 points to 6, 16 points. It's not insurmountable. We've seen time and time again in the championship as James Vella is looking for a penalty here, but he's allowing play to continue. Just urging Bradford back the 10 as Oldham move it now as play continues over on this main stand side. It's a quick play the ball here from Ben Davis. Dixon's in an acting half to Wildy, to Milner. Along the line they go on that right-hand edge. Oldham just outside that Bradford 20-metre line. It's going to be a quick play the ball. What can Morgan Smith orchestrate? Gives it to Drinkwater. PLT caught high by Wonga Blake. It's a penalty. 20 metres out in front of the post. James Vella very, very quick to put whistle to lips and say Oldham are awarded their 4th penalty of the game. Wonga Blake gets up and accuses PLT of milking it. But you'll see on the replay, Smith and Drinkwater combining. Well, he's grabbed the ball carrying arm. But James Vella's saying part of that grab that originally was on the ball. It did make contact with Phoenix Lalau Tatogige's face. So, repeat possessions here for the Roughheads. 3rd against 4th, remember, both on 22 points. Crucial 2 points up for grabs this evening at Udsall. Oldham are 5 metres out now, underneath the Bradford post. It's going to be Adam Milner who will play the ball. They go surging towards the line. Skur in defence there. So too Hallas, so too Lilly. Wildy's an acting half. Now it's Drinkwater to PLT to Davis. Davis heading towards touch. Look at that Bradford Bulls wall of defence. Blake, Okinbo, Skur, Keys. They have forced the Oldham man over the touchline, and listen to the receptive noise from the Odsal faithful. Nothing Ben Davis could do, and that's the second time in this game, second time in this second half, Ben Davis has been forced over the touchline. Bradford 22, Oldham 6. We've just hit the hour mark here at Barnacard Odsal. 3 quarters gone, the final quarter, the final 20 minutes as Jordan Lilly and Edmund Skur leave the field, making way for Mitch Suter, who will come on for the final 20 minutes. He's missed the last 4 with that shoulder injury, that shoulder complaint. But certainly Mitch Suter looking to make up for lost time as Bradford now move the ball up to their own 30-metre line, 20 shy of halfway. Suter to Michael, now to Hooley. Hooley through a half gap, half chance. Door slam shut there by Jordan Turner. Back down the middle, they're going to go with Aribidoro, who's come on for the final 20 minutes of this game. The Hull-Keister Rovers low knee in his 5th appearance for the Bulls this season, plays the ball on the last. It goes back to halfway. Keys, boot to ball, taken in by O'Keefe. 5 away from his own try line, and he's wrapped up in a 3-man tackle on his own 12-metre line, underneath his own post. What have Oldham got left in the tank? We certainly built this one up as being a barn buster, a blockbuster, with a lot of former NRL and Super League players on shore. There's certainly merit and mitigation in saying some past the prime, but certainly at championship level able to deliver and entertain. And here's PLT, the 22-year-old, grappling here with Holmes and Suter. Suter goes for the legs. Holmes brings him down 2 metres shy of halfway. They're on the last tackle here, Oldham. Smith, boot to ball, taken there by Hooley, and it remains Bradford 22, Oldham 6. And you've got to say, at this stage in the game, Bradford's main focus of playing well first and foremost is certainly being delivered and called upon. Bradford certainly sticking to the game plan. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, 247.tv. Bulls TV, make the game call a Gleddle. Friday night, under the lights at Odsal. Here goes Doro. Up and over halfway, 10-metre surge there. He's Bradford's front row enforcer, Aribidoro. Now Suter playing off the back of that, gives it to Holmes. Holmes to G, 30 metres out on the last. Just to the left of centre field, they're going on the short side with Holmes. Holmes, clever chip into centre field. Oldham do well. It had to be a ball and all take from the 22-year-old PLT. But now Oldham, they're going to start this fresh set of 6. 5 out from their own line, and with 2 tackles gone, they're still inside their own 10-metre line. Here goes Jordan Turner on a big, strong, robust run on that right-hand edge. Up to the 20. What can Drinkwater do? Farnworth caught high here. Owen Farnworth wins the penalty. Just a little bit of sloppiness there, creeping into that tackle from Zach Fulton and Ronan Michael. 5 penalties apiece now from James Vella. And that's just a piggyback here to Oldham, and the Ruffians know they score. There's still time on the clock. They're only down by 16. 16 minutes left in this game. Farnworth, who won the penalty, plays the ball, 30 out. Now it's going to be Wildy to PLT. Very, very dexterous when he has open play in front of him. Here goes Milner, no look ball to Chapelhow, another penalty. They're going to say Chapelhow has gone above the horizontal by Suter, so Chapelhow wins Oldham's second penalty in quick succession. Jay Chappelow there, the former Newcastle Widnes, did join Ottawa Aces with Eric Perez, and we all know how that one ended up. It wasn't a good situation. So Oldham, 3 consecutive sets now. They're 10 away from the Bradford line, looking to get their first points in the second half. They're 5 metres in from touch, 5 metres out from the Bradford line. Davis in an acting half as Taylor plays the ball. Milner has it to Farnworth. Farnworth tries to go through the front door, can't get past Doro, can't get past Fulton. 8 metres out, centre field, moving on this left-hand side here. Ball's been touched by a Bradford man in flight. Oldham are going to claim a try here, and that is very scrappy, very messy, but Oldham will claim the try. James Vella will point the finger, and that has come off a Bradford error in the in-goal area, and Oldham do narrow the gap here with 15 minutes to go. Well, this will be interesting on the replay. Drinkwater, Ockingbo's touched it in flight. It's gone into the in-goal area, and it's been touched down by Josh Drinkwater. Strap yourselves in. We might just be going the distance here with 15 to go. Drinkwater has Oldham's first points of the second half, and we highlighted Josh Drinkwater in the pre-match amble. He is Oldham's X-Factor player, and he has just scored try number 9 of the season, has the Australian. Well, Kieran Dixon is wasting no time in attempting this conversion attempt, and he puts it between the posts. 10 points, the gap. 14 minutes to go. Bradford 22, Oldham 12. Something out of nothing there. It was Drinkwater's pass. It was touched by Ockingbo, back towards the Bradford line. It went in the in-goal area. James Vella, he's got that one absolutely spot on. Drinkwater, the former St George Lee, Ulki Sarova's half, touching that one down with space running out. Well, we're back underway here. A nervous final 14 minutes for Bradford to hold on. Bradford 22, Oldham 12. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, Bulls TV, 247.tv. A mouthful, but we're syndicated. We're going worldwide. Wherever you're joining us from this evening, hopefully you're enjoying this one. Here comes that nerve-shredding drama as we're about to go and head the distance. Wildy now to Farnworth. Farnworth back to Wildy. Oldham keeping the ball alive, moving the ball as it goes to Baxter. He's finally brought down over on that left-hand side by Gill, G and Holmes. Back to coming centre field here with Smith. Smith to Drinkwater to PLT. PLT wrapped up by Keys. Oldham, after their first points of the second half, they're on the last. Dixon to Smith. Smith, high, hanging kick, skies it high. Hooley under pressure. Hooley takes that one, and he's immediately wrapped up by Elijah Taylor, PLT, and Josh Drinkwater. Well, you almost feel here at Odsall, with 13 to go on the clock, Bradford simply cannot just hold on for a 10-point lead. 22 plays 12. Suter. This is where that learning, that game management that Brian Noble speaks about is going to come into its own. Logan Bayliss wrapped up there. 10 shy of halfway. Suter to Doro. Doro back to Holmes. Holmes wrapped up there by Wildy and Davis. All of a sudden, Oldham have just got a new lease of life, you feel. Crowd appealing for a penalty, nothing forthcoming from James Vella, so Keys will kick. 5 shy of halfway inside his own half, taken by O'Keefe, who scored Oldham's try right on that half-time hooter at the end of the first half to narrow the gap to 14-6. Second half, much, much tighter. It's a try apiece. Gill, try 13, or try number 13 of the season for him. And then Drinkwater accepting that gift after Ockenbaugh had come up with the error. Oldham now, 5 shy of halfway. Wild is in an acting half. Just over 10 to go here as Milner now gives it to Smith, to PLT. Back on the inside from Turner to Milner. Milner kicks through, Milner kicks through. Hooley has to dive on the ball. Luke Hooley, body on the line because Adam Milner, Jules Dudson, Owen Farnworth were all chasing that kick through from Milner. And now this is where Bradford, that game management, the stadium clock is their best friend. Pushing, shoving around at the play the ball there. Guy Armitage finally is allowed to play it. Bayliss, tackle 2. Quick play the ball, Holmes to G. 15-metre raid there. 1 promotion with London, Lee and Hulkinson Rovers. Now with Fenton Rogers back on the field. He draws in the defence, offloads the ball back to Hooley. Hooley floats it out. It's touched an Oldham player's hand. Blake has it. 0 tackle here. And this could be the moment. This could be the moment Bradford managed to close out this game. 22 points to 12. Nerve-shredding drama once again in the Championship. Fenton Rogers on what it is his 40th appearance wearing the red, amber and black this evening is 10 metres out underneath the post. Suter to Keys. Keys takes the Oldham line on. We've seen this script. We've seen this play before. Will it be Keys playing the ball 5 metres out and another Bradford try? Suter tries to go over from acting half. Manny Wildy and PLT slam the door shut. Messi play the ball. Referee says play on, and there's a chance here for Doro, and Aribi Doro takes the ball along the line from Logan Bayliss, and listen to the noise here at Bartakard Odsal. It's the loudest cheer of the night as Aribi Doro, one of those big, dominant meter eaters, impressive work rate. He is relentless. Devilishly difficult to bring down. He takes the ball in from 10 metres out, and Aribi Doro, it's his first try of the season in the red, amber and black, and he comes up with a somersault, and that will cement the win for the Bradford Bulls. Bradford, with 8 minutes to go here at Bartakard Odsal, they are going up to second in the Championship table. Well, we mentioned time and time again that wall of defiance, that front of the Bulls attack, the hands, the skills. He drew in and ran at those committed defenders. The application, the effort there from Aribi Doro was something else. Luke Hooley hasn't kicked regularly for the Bulls for a couple of months now, but he has an opportunity to really cement victory here for Brian Noble and the Bradford Bulls. 4 tries to 2. Kick predictor 91%. It's just to the left-hand side of the post. Luke Hooley duly obliges. And I think that's the moment after Aribi Doro brings the house down. His try converted by Luke Hooley. Bradford are heading into second place in the Championship table. Bradford Bulls 28. Oldham 12. We've got 8 minutes to go. Bayliss throwing in Milner. Nothing that Baxter could do. Doro with the somersault to boot. We've gone short here, and Oldham have lost the ball. Bradford have recovered the ball from the restart. Well, the error count now for Oldham, it's heading towards 20 errors. They are currently on 18. You're not going to win many games in the Championship with even half that number. And that will be the most frustrating takeaway Sean Long takes away from this game this evening. Oldham host Hunslet next Sunday afternoon. Bradford head to witness another mouth-watering Championship game. So, Bradford have possession with Fenton Rogers. Tackle free. They're 30 out from the Oldham line. Oldham went short, come up with the error, and Bradford now just going through the motions, you feel. They're 20 metres out here with Logan Bayliss playing the ball. They're going to go wide towards Holmes. They're running it with Hooley to Gill. Gill into that defensive line, and Gill is wrapped up there by Jordan Turner and Lewis Baxter. We've miscounted. We thought there was one to go. Referee James Vella says that indeed was the last Bradford turnover possession. Well, Aribi Doro got the man of the match last week. He's not on the field at this moment in time, but we can say with Oldham comfortably beaten in the end, I'm sure Sean Long will be using the remaining 8 games, starting with that game against Hunslet next week, to build for a strong finish as high as possible in the championship table. Don't forget, they will have Zane Musgrove back at the end of next month, and they will have had more games for Morgan Smith and Josh Drinkwater to build that cohesion. And the buzzword from the coaches, connectability. But sadly, this evening, Oldham a distinct second best, but they are not giving up the flag yet here as PLT breaks on the right edge, finds Drinkwater in support. They're 20 metres out now on the last tackle. A good attacking play from the Roughheads. Wilde to PLT. They're running in on the power play with Turner. Turner kicks into the arms of Armitage, and Armitage, is he away? He's decided to pass it back in field to Holmes. And with 5 minutes to go here at Barnacard Hunsel, nearly 4,000 in attendance this evening. Bradford 28, Oldham 12. Well, we were just going to give you the runners and the riders in the man of the match poll vote, but we're going to mention Aribi Doro. Fenton Rogers equally has gone through a lot of work, as has Tom Holmes. Luke Hooley safe as houses at the back, but with Joe Keys playing the ball for the Bradford Bulls on halfway, the man of the match this evening is the heartbeat of the Bradford side. It's his 6th man of the match award of the year, Jordan Lilly. He has been Bradford's linchpin. He has been Bradford's smarts player. Bradford on the last tackle here with Suter, distrills the ball into touch. He's taken out there by Manny Wilde, but it's legal, and it will be a play the ball 20 metres out from their own line. Well, Jaden Hockenbaugh couldn't really discount him with his 2 scores in the first half. Well, the party started here in earnest at Odsal. Bradford will go second for the next 20 hours or so. What a game that promises to be tomorrow evening. Toulouse Olympique against Featherstone Rovers. 5 o'clock kickoff. 6 o'clock if you're in the south of France. Mouth-watering championship rugby league action. Oldham will regroup. They will go again against Hunslet next week. Hunslet, of course, a plethora of players suspended for that one. Oldham might just have a bit of a pick-me-up. They did beat Hunslet earlier on this season by 54 points to 4. Referee James Fella's given Oldham a penalty here for a late challenge. So Oldham leading the penalty count now, 7 penalties to 5, and we've got 2.5 to go here. This will be Oldham's last attack, you feel. Can they get some consolation points? A consolation score. Bradford Bulls 28, Oldham Roughheads 12 here. West Yorkshire Radio, rugbyleague.com, 247.tv, Bulls TV, as Drinkwater gives the ball along the line. But look at that, suffocating, energised defence from Doro and Bayliss. Wilde in there at acting half. Farnworth tries to crash over. Door slammed shut there by Matty G and Fenton Rogers. They're moving it over on that right-hand side, but Suter comes across, and Lewis Baxter, he cannot breach that redoubtable, resilient Bradford Bulls defensive line. There's 2 metres out now. They go back to the 10 with Morgan Smith. Ball's gone behind everybody. Picked up on the 20 by PLT. A very live wire player. Phoenix Lalautatogage just takes the tackle underneath the post. He ran behind his own man. And there's 1 to go on this set for Oldham. Just over 60 seconds to go. Ben Davies wrapped up by Blake. Last tackle here for Sean Longside. Bradford will complete the league double over Oldham. And Oldham's losing run at Odsal will continue. Crossfield kick from Drinkwater, dealt with by Kieran Gill. He's wrapped up inside his own 10-metre line. And with just seconds left here at Odsal, we knew this third instalment of what Bradford are billing as Friday Night Fever would be one of the standout ties of the Championship 18th round. Bradford and Oldham meeting at Odsal, level on points, but it will be the Bradford Bulls who take home 2 crucial points here this evening. The hooter has sounded. Referee James Fellas puts whistle to lips. Full time here at Odsal Stadium. There was no time for Bradford to play the ball after Kieran Gill had taken it. Bradford, once again, after a narrow defeat, return to winning ways, just like they did after defeat to York in the 1895 Cup semi-final, just like they did after that narrow 2-point defeat to Barrow, and then Sunday gone against the York Knights.